Yo, what's going on, guys? We're back again with another video of the super fun game Omega Strikers. In today's video, we're bringing you a simple but effective guide on the striker Drek'ar in his forward position. I think it's the best position to play him in, to be honest. Drek'ar is a super fun character to play, especially if you like knocking people off the edge of the arena. His primary ability is very strong if used correctly, and the trainings I've been playing with allow for you to get some good knockouts. So if you've been enjoying the content so far, please remember to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell if you want to be notified of any future content drops. With all that out of the way, let's get straight into the video. I'll start you guys off with a quick walkthrough of Drek'ar's abilities and how they work. So his primary ability is Lock and Load. This ability fires a spread of projectiles in an arc that deal heavy damage to nearby enemies but light damage to far ones. At base level with no trainings, this ability has a max of 2 charges. This ability is going to be the main reason for picking Drek'ar, in my opinion, as it's going to allow you to harass and dominate your enemies to get your team into a favorable position. Now, Drek'ar's secondary ability, Xenocloak, gives him a buff that grants invisibility, as well as a 50% haste buff for 1 second. This ability is crucial for us, as it will allow us to reposition ourselves to confuse goalkeepers, as well as dip in and out of brawls or sneak up on unsuspecting enemies to knock them off the map. Now, Drek'ar has a very unique special. It's called Molten Bolt. This ability will launch a sticky bomb projectile that deals a medium hit when it lands on the enemy, and debuffs the first enemy struck for 2.5 seconds, slowing them and doing some damage over time. The debuff can also spread to nearby enemies as well as to the core. So I do find there are some uses for this ability, like slowing the enemy to get the core around them, but generally I have found this ability very underwhelming. But feel free to leave your opinion in the comments and we can check that out and I'll test it a little bit more. So now that we've covered the abilities and how they work, let's get into some combos that I've been using on Drek'ar to get the edge on my opponents. So the first combo I'll go into is the biggest one you can perform on Drek'ar. This will be the secondary primary special primary combo. So this combo is the one I'll use mostly when the core is in my team's possession and I'm looking to open the goals up for them to score. So I'll be trying to use this on the goalkeeper to knock him around, slow him, or perhaps even knock him out. The next combo we've been using is the secondary primary combo. So for this combo I'll use this combo mostly to get the jump on opponents who are near the edge of the map. I'll use it primarily to sneak up on them and knock them off without giving them a chance to react. So this combo can be very strong, especially when you see opponents like waiting for an orb to spawn near the edges, because you kind of want to be fighting for those orbs as well. You'll find out exactly why when I go into the trainings. And then finally we have a more goal scoring orientated combo, and this will be the basic attack primary combo. So as long as you have both primary stacks available, you can use this combo when you 1v1 with a goalkeeper, and you got to be pretty close to him for this one too. But it will basically redirect his defenses past him as you hitting it towards him with your basic attack. And then he's going to send it back to you, you're going to redirect it with your primary, and then he's going to send it back to you again, if he can even do that. And then you're going to react to it with your primary again, because you have those 2 charges. Now that we've gone through all that, let's get back into the trainings that I've found are best for Drek'ar, or the ones that I've been enjoying the most at least. So first up we have Cast to Last. This training will increase the duration of your secondary as well as the debuff from your special by a huge 75%. So you can basically go invisible for almost a full second longer, which means opponents are going to be even more stressed about where you're going to appear. The next training that I use is Heavy Handed. This will make your light and medium hits hit 8% harder, but your heavy hits will hit a whopping 16% harder. So this is kind of critical for us, especially since we want to be landing our primary ability to targets that are very close to us, because it'll make those hits hit them with heavy damage. You can pretty much melt enemies with this primary just due to this training. And then for the final training we'll be taking is Prime Time. This will make your primary hits hit another 7% harder, and at level 10 it'll give them an extra give your primary ability an extra charge, which means we'll have 3 primary stacks available to us, all doing a crazy amount of damage if you hit the opponents at close range. And this will make us a very, very scary force to deal with, especially once you've reached level 10. So now that we have all the knowledge of abilities, all the info about trainings and combos, let's get into how to actually play this build. So Drek'ar seems very weak in the early stages of the game, especially because most of the trainings we've taken here are late game oriented trainings. So what you want to do is you want to harass your opponents as much as you can, ensuring that you get up close to them so that they take the most damage possible from your primary. But as soon as you're taking too much damage, you need to dip out with your secondary. So just simply invis, run away, go straight for a health orb. You want to get as many health orbs as you can, especially early game before level 10, because they'll give you XP, and that will allow you to level up, get level 10, and then you'll have 3 stacks on your primary, and that's going to allow you to pump out a huge amount of damage. Another tip I have for you guys is to pick on people that aren't respecting you. So what I mean by this is if you see enemies running close to the sides, which you will see in all levels of play, guaranteed, invis to them, get nice and close while having them between you and the edge, and blast them into infinity and beyond. This will very quickly make them start respecting you, and by forcing them to respect you, you're forcing them to play a game that is uncomfortable to them, meaning they're going to misplay and your team is going to have the mental advantage. Now I've got what I consider to be the biggest tips of the game. A Drek'ar specific tip, his special is very unique. I've been struggling to find it, figure it out really. However, some good uses for it that I have found is mostly goalkeeper oriented. But put it on their goalkeeper when the core is looking like it's going to be in position for a full-on attack by your team. This will slow an enemy goalkeeper, and a slow enemy goalkeeper is as good as no enemy goalkeeper. So if your team can aim properly and knows about team play, you guys can position yourselves well enough to pass the core to an open teammate who can then slip it past the keeper because he's very, very slow. Another tip I can give you guys is no matter how far behind you are in a match, you can always come back. As for this build, it's heavily reliant on reaching level 10, so do what you can till then to keep the core out of your goals. Once you get level 10, you're a very, very scary striker that forces the enemy to think twice before stepping up to you. I know in solo queue it is a bit hard sometimes to accept that you may have to fall back and defend more than you would with your friends, but everyone is still learning this game, so if you want to carry games, you just need to accept that getting back and helping, mainly by harassing enemies and making sure that they're not harassing your keeper or slowing the ball down, is also a good way of ensuring that you get to your level 10 power spike. And then for a final tip, on Drek'ar or any forward for that matter, you're a forward for a reason, so you're meant to play in the forward parts of the map. Try not to stand on top of your goalkeeper and spam attack or spam your abilities. For anyone who has played goalkeeper before, you'll know that it is very, very frustrating when you're trying to clear the core and your team is on top of you, spam attacking it directly back at your enemies. So if you're that guy that just wants to help, at least help by sending the core into a direction where there's open space. Don't just hit it directly back at your opponents. So now that we've done that section, I'll walk you guys through a bit of the final gameplay. So this match was a bit tough. It looks like we had someone who got assigned goalkeeper but didn't actually want to go goalkeeper, so our Kai ended up having to go back, and you could pretty much see that he wasn't the best goalkeeper. But if you listen to the tips where I said never give up, just work to your level 10, you'll get through it. And here you see a wonderful, almost
had a threesome last night. Y'all won't believe how close I got. The only problem was I needed 2 more
almost
dudes.
a triple kill there. I think it could have been a triple if I didn't miss-aim my primary. But there we got the emotes coming out, just trying to get them amped, you know. Yeah, so like I said, if you went all the way through the tips, if you watched all the way through, you would have heard the tip about don't give up, get to your power spike. It definitely helps. So like I said, Drek'ar seems very underwhelming early in the game. Especially when you're picking him up for the first time, you feel like his primary ability doesn't do that much damage. But that's all because of it's purely comes down to timing. You just got to get that sweet spot. So I've found if you take his ability, it comes out in an arc, right? You kind of got to hit your opponents with most of those or projectiles or bullets or whatever you'd like to call them for it to deal that heavy hit. So if you can just work out on the fly what kind of position you need to be in for those to hit, and you'll know, like, you'll figure it out really quickly. As you can see here, our goalkeeper, like I said, I don't think he wanted to be goalkeeper. Very sleepy. But yeah, there you see I did my sneak, my invis, and yeah, there you see we're gonna come back from this. It's plain and simple. Force respect. There again, she disrespected me going near the edge. Those two were lucky there that they weren't close enough for me to knock them off. Yeah, there you see we're gonna come back from this. It's plain and simple. Force respect. There again, she disrespected me going near the edge. Those two were lucky there that they weren't close enough for me to knock them off. Just goal after goal.
I've got it under control.
And that's going to be it for this guide on Drek'ar. Thanks so much for the support over the last few days. I'm glad to see that you guys have been enjoying the videos and that they've been helping you guys climb the rank ladder. Drop a comment for any other types of videos you guys would like to see. And if you guys have actually been watching my guides and they have helped you climb, I'd love to hear what ranks you guys are at. So please do feel free to let me know. Yeah, I'll be checking comments, looking out for any of you letting me know about what ranks you guys are. It's very exciting to see that these are actually helping. But yeah, that's it from me for this video, guys. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys in the next video.